Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pokemarket Lab. Today we have a Monday market update and we are talking Sword and Shield. With all the craziness surrounding Surging Sparks and everything else, Scarlet and Violet, I figured let's look back at our friend Sword and Shield and see how the market is holding up. So let's get into it. Let's take a quick look over the some of the better booster boxes here, and then we're going to dive into some individual ones that I thought were interesting to look at here. You can see, still had that accumulation phase here, but we've started to see some of the volume of selling die off here in some of these boxes, and we're going to dive into those specifically here. I've mentioned before the spillover effect from Sword and Shield into Scarlet and Violet, so it's really going to start separating the cream of the crop from the rest of the sets in Sword and Shield here. You're going to start seeing some separation, and let's kind of talk about that here now. We look at battle styles, really having a hard time trying to move boxes at all. Average daily sold 1, still over 100 boxes on TCG Player. I was actually expecting that to be higher, but we've seen almost no appreciation in price here within the last 30 days. And at the end of the day, this really comes down to the cards in that set. Here are the top 3 highest value cards in this set. And again, these are they're not moving. They're not selling. They're not moving. And you can see the prices really are in lockstep with the demand here. These really, in my opinion, and again, this is subjective, these are just not extremely chaseable. The Urshifu is okay. But again, we're just not seeing the demand here, and that's represented in the booster box prices at this time. So let's take a look at Lost Origin here. Definitely some decent appreciation here, 13% in the last 30 days. Still selling well, average 3 per day. Plenty on the market still, though. 159 boxes listed. Again, this is not the entire depth of market, but is a good realization of what's out there for a number of boxes. Prices are still some sell-through volume here, but you can see that is kind of slowing down here, and again, that's to be expected given the money's spilling over into Scarlet and Violet right now, so we're seeing less focus on Sword and Shield products. Now, this calculus could change over time as we start to see some of these Scarlet and Violet sets start to push up. So if you start pushing up against that $200 mark in Scarlet and Violet, would you rather have something that's really new in Scarlet and Violet, or would you rather dip into something like Lost Origin that's been around for a little while? Let's take a look now at some of the top cards here in Lost Origin. I will be honest, it is not my favorite set. This Giratina is far too busy for me. The Aerodactyl's okay, and the Rotom's okay. These are the top 3 performing cards here. You can see the Giratina has had, decent 10% appreciation here in the last 30 days. Not so much for the other 2 here. Actually, we lost 10% in the Aerodactyl here. Again, it's kind of separating the cream from the crop here. We're still moving a few here, but it's not like, the Giratina is still moving average 2 a day here. What we do have in Lost Origin that I like is the Trainer Gallery. I think the Trainer Gallery is where it's at. I think a lot of these cards are really cool. I love this Gengar here. I actually reminded myself I got to pick one of these up. Love me some Fat Pikachu. I love the Secret Pikachu and the Secret Mew as well. I think this is actually undervalued at the moment. This is, to me, what makes Lost Origin one of the better sets in Sword and Shield. And on from that, we are looking at Fusion Strike. Personally, one of my favorite sets from Sword and Shield. Decent appreciation here in the last 30 days, almost 8% up. Great average daily sold, 3 per day. About 100 boxes left on TCG Player here. And it's really, I think, outside of Evolving Skies, this has some of the best top cards here. This Gengar, if you have not seen this in person, it is absolutely stunning. This does not, this is a really good looking card on screen, but in person, it is, you almost just have to have it. I almost dropped some money on this until I realized how actually expensive this has gone up here. Not a lot of appreciation in the last 30 days, but it's still holding really strong, and we're still selling this kind of price point here, and we're averaging 2 a day, and look at how many we have left here. That's pretty low. So that's really, it's the supply side here that's keeping this thing from going any higher. As these start to kind of dry up here, we're gonna see this uptick again, and this really is, to me, I like Fusion Strike, but this is really holding this set together. The Espeon's not my favorite. I like this Mew. I've not seen this in person. I guarantee looks great in person. But look at the cell volume here. We are not seeing these move. I mean, we're seeing this Gengar move more, which is almost double the price here. Certainly double the price of the Mew. But we're just not. These are the two other top value cards, and we're just not seeing those move. So that tells me this Gengar is really holding this setup. And let's take a look at the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. Really not much appreciation in the last 30 days. It's holding its own. And we're seeing quite a few sell every day, an average of 5 sold a day. But you can see there's still a ton available here on TCG Player. If you remember back to when this was, this got reprinted at least a couple of times pretty heavily. So I think, it's a great product. I think it's going to do well long term. But it's still going to take some more volume, some sell-through here in the coming months to get this to move higher. Still a great product, but it's just that volume, that depth of market's really just what's holding it from taking another leg up here. Yeah, so that's my Monday market update. Just wanted to look at it back at our old friend Sword and Shield and see how it was comparing to Scarlet and Violet, with all the focus on Scarlet and Violet. And we do, in the numbers, see the money moving to Scarlet and Violet. And I think a lot of that has to do with the perceived value of some of the cheaper boxes there. But also some of the cards are just, Twilight Masquerade, beautiful cards. Surging Spark's going to be absolutely nuts. But I think there could be an opportunity here soon to start picking up some Sword and Shield product. It's older. There could be less of it on the market. And I think at $200 a box, if you see Twilight Masquerade getting close to that or Surging Sparks close to that, where's that calculus? Should you pick up an older product that's got some more age on it? Knowing we're going to see reprints for Surging Sparks and Twilight Masquerade, that's absolutely going to happen. It's just a matter of when, and do they do booster boxes or more ancillary products like they've been doing lately? It's just a matter of time. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you on the next market update video.